The combat phase represents the direct clash of armies on the field of battle. During combat, a battle is fought at the first planet, and at each planet at which at least one warlord is present. When a player wins a battle at the first planet, he also wins that planet and places it in his victory display. If a player's warlord is the only warlord at the planet at the beginning of the battle, that player automatically has initiative for the battle, irregardless of which player currently holds the initiative token. Balus is currently the first planet, and Player 1's warlord, Nazdreg, is the only warlord present, so Player 1 automatically has the initiative for this battle and will attack first. Player 1 declares that he is attacking Player 2's Ultramarines Dreadnought with his Goth Boys, rotating the card 90 degrees to show that it has become exhausted. The Goth Boys have an attack value of 0, but they also have an ability that reads, "This unit gets +3 attack while it is at the first planet," which increases their attack from 0 to 3. Additionally, the Orc Warlord, Nazdreg, has an ability that grants each unit at this planet the Brutal keyword. This grants each unit a +1 attack for each damage that unit has taken. The Goth Boy's attack is increased from 3 to 4. Some cards have shield icons displayed beneath their card type. When a unit is assigned damage, the controlling player may discard one shield card from his hand to prevent an amount of damage equal to the number of shield icons on the card. Player 2 decides to discard his Talisarian Tempest Blade as a shield, which prevents 3 of the 4 incoming damage. Damage tokens equal to the amount of remaining damage are placed on the Ultramarines Dreadnought. It is now Player 2's turn to attack. He exhausts his Ultramarines Dreadnought and declares Nazdreg as the target, inflicting 8 damage. Player 1 decides to discard his Cyborg body, which has 3 shield icons, in order to reduce the amount of damage by 3, and 5 damage tokens are placed on Nazdreg. Player 1 now chooses to exhaust Nazdreg and attacks the Ultramarines Dreadnought. Player 2 chooses not to discard a shield card, so 2 damage tokens are placed on the Dreadnought. Player 2 has no other ready units at Balus. However, between each attack in a battle, each player has the opportunity to play cards with action abilities. Player 2 has a Drop Pod Assault card, which reads, "Combat action. Target a planet where a battle is taking place. Search the top 6 cards of your deck for a Space Marines unit with a printed cost of 3 or lower. Put that unit into play at the targeted planet and place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order." Player 2 pays the Drop Pod Assault's resource cost of 2 and searches the top 6 cards of his deck. Only the Tactical Squad Cardinus meets the requirements of the Drop Pod Assault, so Player 2 chooses it and places it into play at Planet Balus. Since Player 1 made the last attack in the battle, Player 2 still has the opportunity to attack. Player 2 exhausts the Tactical Squad Cardinus, deciding to use its area effect, which reads, "When this unit attacks, it may instead deal its area effect damage to each enemy unit at the planet. 1 damage is dealt to each of Player 1's units. Anytime a unit has as much or more damage on it as it has hit points, the unit is destroyed." Player 1 decides to exhaust his Weird Boy Maniac and attacks Player 2's Ultramarines Dreadnought, dealing 2 attack value damage and 1 bonus attack damage because it gains Brutal from Nazdreg. All units of the planet are now exhausted, which marks the end of the combat round. But the battle is not yet over. Each unit is returned to the ready position, and each player has the opportunity to retreat any number of his units in the battle by returning them to his headquarters. Neither player decides to retreat any units, and the combat at Planet Balus continues. Player 1 has the initiative, so he makes the first attack. He exhausts his Weird Boy Maniac and deals 2 attack value damage and 1 bonus attack damage because it gains Brutal from Nazdreg to the Ultramarines Dreadnought, destroying it. Player 2 responds by exhausting his Tactical Squad Cardinus to perform its area effect attack, dealing 1 damage to the Weird Boy Maniac and 1 damage to Nazdreg. Nozdreg has sustained enough damage to equal his hit point value. However, unlike armies, warlords have a hail state and a blooded state. When a warlord equals or exceeds his hit point value, he is flipped to his blooded state and is forced to retreat to his headquarters. When a warlord is blooded, it loses much of its utility, and if a blooded warlord is defeated, the player loses the game. All the units of Balus are once again exhausted, which marks the end of the combat round. Since there are still units of Balus, all units are refreshed, and the battle continues until all units are destroyed or have retreated to their headquarters. Player 2, knowing that he will be defeated, decides to concede control of Balus and retreats his tactical squad Cardinus to his headquarters. Only Player 1 now controls any units of the planet, so he is the winner of the battle. He now has the option to trigger the planet's battle effect, which reads, discard one card at random from your opponent's hand. He decides to trigger the effect, and Player 2 is forced to discard one card at random. Since planet Balus is the first planet, Player 1 claims it for his victory display. If he can claim 2 more planets with the green strongpoint symbol, he will win the game. The first planet token remains in the area vacated by Balus until it is moved during the headquarters phase. The combat phase continues to the next planet, Planum. Since there is not a warlord currently at this planet, no battle takes place, and play continues to the next planet, Ferrin. Both Player 1 and Player 2 have armies stationed at Ferrin. However, since there is not a warlord present, a battle does not take place, and play continues to the next planet, Ossus 4. Player 2 has deployed his warlord to Ossus 4. This triggers a battle. Since Player 2 has the only warlord present, he gains initiative and attacks first. Player 2 exhausts Captain Cato Sicarius, dealing 2 damage to Player 1's shooter mob, destroying it. Captain Sicarius also has a special reaction which reads, after an enemy unit at this planet is destroyed, gain 1 resource. Player 2 has the only remaining unit at planet Ossus 4, so he wins the battle and decides to trigger the planet's battle effect which reads, take 1 resource from your opponent. When a player wins a battle at a planet where his warlord was present, his warlord returns to his headquarters, maintaining the state he was in at the end of battle. Because Ossus 4 is not the first planet, it is not claimed as a victory, and play moves to the next planet, Yavan. Neither player has a unit at Yavan, so play proceeds to the headquarters phase.